All right, friends, welcome back to Enshrouded. Where we left off last time, we had just started playing on our new world, created a base. We've been doing a bunch of resource gathering, which I've actually been enjoying. I don't know what it is about this game, but I enjoy kind of just going around and collecting all the resources. But before we even get started with anything, I think it's time that we actually look at our skills and determine what skills and what paths we want to go. Now in this center area, there are some skills that can just kind of help you overall. So you only need 3 instead of 6 seconds to revive an ally if you're playing on a multiplayer thing. So I'm going to look through these skills real quick, and then I'm going to probably pick out 2 of them that I think will be the most beneficial. Okay, I think for this early game, I'm going to go with endurance. So this will increase stamina by 10 per attribute point. So we'll go ahead and put that on. I'd like to go here, but we can't do that right now. But this one also says increases stamina by 10 attribute points. So I think these will stack. So we'll kind of stack those up. That's just going to give us a bunch more stamina, which is going to be very, very helpful. Like I said, I've been doing some resource gathering, but I also improved the base. So if we look at the base right now, we've added these side pillars, put stairs on either side of it so we could easily walk up. If we come inside, not too much has changed inside of here, except I used individual blocks to create a kind of shelf to connect to the fireplace. I really like the way that came out, actually. So I've been enjoying so much just designing and building. I added support pillars on the 4 corners of the building like I said I would, and this is my favorite part so far. I told you when I built that fireplace I had an idea for out here. I wanted to make a large crafting area. So I've got all of my materials and resources in these chests, and I've just been grinding away, getting tons and tons of resources for us to build things, and I put a secondary crafting table out here. So the next thing I want to do is actually grab some of these resources and build ourselves some armor. I did wind up getting a sword, and I did wind up getting a shield, and I think it's worth talking about the shield for a second. So when you get the shield, if we come in here, we can unequip this. It's just going to be in your backpack like this, and you could slot it down into here, but that's not how you actually use it. You actually have to select the action and say equipped to have your shield on and use it in battle. I also found this sword in a chest, and I will show the location, but I strongly recommend you do not use it. The sword is not good. It has very low durability, and the hatchet works just as well for the early game, so I suggest you not do that. All right, with all of that said, I want to get started on saving our first survivor. So let's go ahead. Let's get our health regenerating with these berries. These berries will give you health regen, so definitely eat up. But I want to craft some armor. So let's see what we need to craft up our first set of armor. Okay, so our first armor sets are going to be rags, and we're going to need cloth and string. We have plenty of those things. All right, we got our cloth, we got our string. Let's take a look here. All right, we've got some armor to put on and finally have some kind of protection here. So again, just like the shield, we need to equip these things. And there we go. We have some actual armor. I mean, it's pretty raggedy, right? Like that's some pretty raggedy armor. But compared to this, which is your basic pants that you get, which offers no protection whatsoever, if we look at our character now and we look at some of these items, you can actually see it's giving us 17 resistance to physical and magic, 11, and 2, which, hey, 2 is still better than nothing. And I don't think we can craft anything more than that. Actually, I'm sure of it. We don't have the ability to make a helmet or anything like that, or gloves or anything. So for now, this is what we're going to be rocking. So let's go ahead and craft ourselves. Now that I'm thinking about this, let's craft ourselves a lockpick, because I want to show you guys something I discovered. I don't know what we need to craft a lockpick, actually. So we just need metal scraps to craft a lockpick. So we're going to do that. And I have collected a few of these. They're hard to come by, so I don't want to like waste it and craft a bunch of them. I think I'll just craft one for now. But there is an area near the starting part of the game where you can use a lockpick to kind of access a chest. And I want to see what's in that chest. So heading out from our base here, we're going to kind of head in this direction up here. We'll just follow the path. Kick to the right. And if we go all the way toward the back of this place, there should be a shrouded area with a little kind of mine shaft we can go into. And there's usually like 2 guys back here. Yeah, there's one of those guys, which, oh, I had no stamina to roll away from him. Hey, he gave us runes, so that was worth it. Yeah, the spear guys are the most dangerous in the early game, in my opinion. Like, they do the most damage to you. But here is the little hidden part, and we can come in here. I'm gonna grab whatever resources I can out of here, because sometimes you can get the metal scraps, and we might be able to get our metal scraps back. And let's see what's in this chest. Oh, flint arrow. Okay. Wasn't anything too impressive. Alright, but it is actually time for us to head out and unlock our first survivor. But before we do that, we need to actually go into the mist and get some of the shroud wood so that we can create 2 different items, the glider and the grappling hook. Both of those things are going to be necessary for us to get to where we need to go. So what I have found is that there's a fairly easy way to get some of that, which is if I look at my house over here and I was coming away from my house, I would just kind of head toward the north. And when I see the bridge, there's a little area where you can get down into the shrouded area and get to some trees without getting into too much trouble. Now remember to keep your eyes on that meter, because once that meter gets ticking, if it runs out, you do die. So you'll want to be very careful about that. I also need to eat. I took some damage there. So yeah, we're just going to cut down some of these shroud trees and get some shroud wood, and then we'll be back. We also can collect these spores, which will give you some shroud liquid. Yeah, so just, yeah, collect the ones that you can just easily pick up, and you'll get the shroud liquid. Sure. So sometimes there are places within the shroud itself that you can actually get above the shroud. So you can get to these little areas and kind of hang out, let your meter fill back up, maybe get some food, eat, and then head back in. All right, hopefully that's going to be enough to give us what we need. And we can just head back up the same way we came down, head to our base, and make the glider and the grappling hook, hopefully. Okay, so here is the glider and here is the grappling hook. We're going to need some shroud spores, some string, some metal scrap, and then some animal fur. Okay, I have what we need on us, so let's go ahead and make the glider, make the grappling hook. And these 2 items are really, really cool. The glider is like the coolest thing in the entire stinking world. I was trying to jump up on top of my base there, but that was not working. But here, let's go and take a look at these 2 items. They do have to be equipped. So again, don't try to put them into your hot slot and use them that way. Then we'll go ahead and equip the glider. And now, anytime we're up on a higher spot, we can use some stamina to kind of glide around. Think about Minecraft Elytra a little bit. It's kind of similar to that, only there's no way currently to like propel yourself. So for instance, if I jump down here, can now kind of glide around, which is great for getting to like different areas. But again, you do have to watch your stamina because it does use stamina on you. So yeah, let me get back to my base now, and then we'll clear our inventory and head off now that we have everything we need to find our trader. So I think one more thing worth crafting right now would be a bow, because we haven't had a ranged weapon yet. So I'm going to go ahead and craft that. The bow is similar to armor in the sense that you can slot it into a hot slot area. And so let me show you effectively what that does. Let's go in the house because it'll be a little cooler. So instead of me, let's say like I'm on this menu and I've got my hatchet and I'm fighting a guy, I can actually just hold down left trigger and switch to the bow. I don't think there's a way to cancel. Oh yeah, if you dive, it'll cancel the bow shot. But yeah, that's a great way to kind of just have a ranged weapon always available to you. Okay, we have everything we need for our adventure, but what I'm going to do is actually lay in the bed. You cannot skip a night in this game, but you can speed it up by 60%. So if we look out the window, we can see that, you know, things were kind of moving quick out there. And that will allow us to go ahead and get our 16 minutes of fully rested buff. And let's head out. So all we need to do is go to our journal. We can, or actually we can just go to the world map. This should tell us, yep, find the sleeping survivor. So we're going to go ahead and set a waypoint there. And let's head on out. This is exciting. We're having our first actual adventure in the game now. So we're going to come down. Ooh, we don't want to go into that shrouded area just yet. We want to go to that bridge. And we had to build the grappling hook to actually get across to that bridge over there. And I'll show you why in a second. Okay, here we are at the bridge. The little wisps have shot out and lit up the lanterns, letting me know that I am heading in the right direction. And we're going to start making our way over. But if you see, I can press Y now, and the grappling hook will grapple me up to this area. Don't ignore this area. There's a lot of goodies here. Anytime you can find that scrap metal, you're going to want that. So go ahead and make sure that you harvest those things. And pay attention, like when the map drops down like this, come down here, look around, see if there are hidden treasures, because there usually will be. So one of the things I want to point out is that it takes stamina to scale and climb things. So if I run out of stamina while I'm on this thing climbing, I will just fall down. And if it's a far enough fall, I'll just die. So you definitely want to be careful about your stamina and how much you have and when you're using it. Those are bear traps. You can just disable them. But I have not found a way to destroy or harvest them, so I just disable them. Alright. Now here's a tougher enemy. So you see how much damage he just did with that ballista shot, because it shoots like 3 arrows per shot. So he's kind of a more difficult guy, and you definitely want to be careful how much damage you're allowing yourself to take from that guy. I could have just used my shield. I don't know why I didn't do that. But we are on a mission to get our first friend to help us out. I'm going to top off on some of my materials here, my foods. And we're going to enter this camp. There is a stealth element to this game. Bushes can conceal you. So you can like come in here, kind of hide. And we could try to shoot this guy in the head. And then go back in the bushes. Oh, he knew right where we were, so that actually did not work out super well. We're being attacked by bees. Okay, that was a little bit of excitement there. There's another guy here. So we want to be careful. That red barrel is actually explosive. And if we get too close to it and accidentally hit it, it's going to blow up and damage us as well. All right, here we are at our first ancient vault. So I believe we're just going to have this one guy to take care of. Not a big deal. He's a level 1. Yeah. We took care of him. We can go ahead and eat some more berries to regain some health. And this is it. We're going to awaken our first survivor. Now, we will have to summon him. He doesn't actually come out, and we don't escort him back or anything. We'll have to summon him back at our base. But before we leave, I'm going to go ahead and just break down these barrels, because we can get some more resources again. So why not? Okay, always look around when you're in these places. Like, there's a hidden door here, and it led to a chest. Oh, but we need a lockpick, so we'll have to come back for that one. Okay, we have options now. We could either run back to our base. I do want to check out this little area here, make sure there's no loot we're passing up, no chests or anything like that. We're going to need so many materials, it's worth just checking. But then after that, oh yeah, this was totally worth coming up here. Then after that, we're going to have to, or not have to, but we can use our fast travel to get back to our base. And I'll show you how that works. Okay, so all we need to do is go into our menu here, and then we can go to our home base, hit actions and fast travel, and we will actually teleport back to our base. Now, in order to actually summon our blacksmith, we have to create what's called a summoning staff. So if we just go down here to magical items, we'll see that there is a summoning staff, and we can just craft that. It's just one twig. It's nothing crazy. And then we could use this to summon our guy. So this will let us see like kind of where he's going to be. We could put him in the house. We can put him out here. He does have a workbench associated with him. So I don't know like if I want him outside. I kind of want him outside. But I can't remember if he actually needs some space to do his thing. He might need shelter and comfort too. But we'll see. We'll place him here for now and just kind of see. All right. So there he is. We have our first, like, helper. To flame and glory. And let's see. So he can actually craft and upgrade our gear. He's going to help us to get a lot more things. Let's see. The first thing we can do is make a forge. We need 15 metal scraps to be able to do that. Oh, we need charcoal to be able to make it. So first we're going to have to make this kiln. So we just need stone for that, so that's super easy. We'll go ahead and craft maybe 2 of these for now. And let's see where we want to put these. I don't want to put them in here. It's going to get really cluttered really quickly. I think for now I'm just going to wind up putting them here. We may wind up moving them later on. Okay, we have to throw our resources in here. So we're going to throw in wood, and we have to throw in dirt. And then it will just start cranking out the charcoal for us. So it looks like it takes about 5 minutes to kind of get this going. So now that I realize we're going to need some dirt, do we have a shovel? I don't know if we have the ability to make a shovel, or we mine dirt by just mining the ground. Now it looks like we just use our pickaxe, so I'm going to go ahead and do that actually. Okay, I went and did some mining for some dirt and some rock so we can keep this process kind of going. And it looks like we're a couple seconds away from getting our first bit of charcoal. All right. So I'm going to pull everything out of here because I kind of want to pick this thing up. It was definitely not facing the right direction, and that was bothering me. I also moved the other one because I didn't like the way it was sitting either. So that is kind of the front of this thing. So let's go ahead and rotate this guy around. So on second thought, I don't even want it sitting on the ground. I'm being super picky. And I think I want it to be actually seated on a stone area here. Then again, I'm being super picky. I want this stone to come out to match right up to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a little lip on here. All right, I'm happy now. Now I can go ahead and just dump all of these resources in here and just get a bunch of charcoal cranking up. Okay, now we should be able to create the forge. So let's go ahead and craft that. And we'll go ahead and put his little workstation right here. So we can move him with the summoning staff over and over again. So I kind of wanted his workbench to be over here and have him next to it. So I just went ahead and moved him. And then we'll move him again to put him actually right next to it. Sweet. Okay, so this station can take charcoal and metal scraps and make metal sheets. So I guess we'll get started on that process too. Okay, now we got both of these going. I'm liking the look of that. I'm loving the smoke coming out.
Anything else?
I also noticed this guy's kind of rude. He's always like yelling at me and he's just in a bad mood. Okay, well, some of those things are crafting up. I think this would be a good time to try to upgrade our area here so we can extend our building range. All we need is a Shroud 4. In order to do that, we have to actually beat the first boss, so we're probably not going to be doing that today. All right, we got a metal sheet. That unlocked a new workbench recipe. We have a new type of, block we can build with. That seems crazy expensive for a block, so we won't be doing that anytime soon. We also unlocked a Shroud block, which I did not realize. That also seems very expensive. So one of the things the blacksmith can do for us is create nails, and we need nails for certain things. So we'll go ahead and just craft a couple of these nails because we're going to wind up needing them. We also have the ability now to start creating some better armor. So there's a level 8 armor that's available to us now. We're going to need a lot of metal sheets, so we'll have to wait until the next episode for this to kind of finish up and do its thing. And I think this is a good stopping point. So guys, hopefully you are enjoying this series. If you are, please let me know, and I will see you in the next episode of Mining Positivity. Bye, friends.